Good morning and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Sierra and I make videos every week. Right now we are in the Moving Abroad series, so a few months ago my husband and I relocated from America and moved to Romania. So that's where we are living right now, and I wanted to do a video today on differences between America and Europe. There are a lot of things that are different between the two, and I wanted to share some of those things with you today. Okay, so most of these things are going to be based on my experience here in Romania. They may expand outside of where I am currently at, so definitely keep that in mind. But I think most of these things will encompass all of Europe and not just Romania. So the first thing is there are no drive-thrus. No drive-thrus at all. So in America, we have drive-through pharmacies, drive-through food, drive-through coffee, drive-through everything is drive-through. And here, I have not seen one drive-through at all in Europe. Another thing is businesses close a lot earlier here. So in America, it is a common practice, I would say, for a lot of stores to stay open till 10 p.m., 12 p.m., 2 a.m., maybe even 24-hour stores. People will definitely go home earlier here and businesses close at a decent time. Another thing that actually kind of freaks me out and gives me anxiety is there are no gaps in the bathroom stalls. So this is what I mean. In America, there are huge gaps at the top and the bottom of the door, so someone could easily crawl under the stall or even like look at you while you're in there. And in Europe, all of the stalls are floor to ceiling. So that is great for privacy, but also I always think about what if the door gets stuck or something happened and you're literally trapped in there. Maybe that's just me being crazy, but I think about that stuff. One of the things that I love about Europe is the tax is included in the price that you pay. Whatever price is shown is the price that you're paying. In America, none of the taxes are included, so whenever you go out, you do have to account for a little bit of extra. So that is one thing that I've actually really loved and I think is so convenient and way better for calculating how much you owe. To go along with timing, so I feel like as an overall in Europe, people are not early risers here. So in America, I feel like it is ideal to have a 5 a.m. morning routine, wake up super early, get all of your to-do list done before you go to work and work a full day. And here, they wake up at like 8 or 9 maybe, get some coffee, walk to work. It's very relaxed and leisurely. It is definitely different and they enjoy their time not waking up as early as possible before the sun. Okay, this one was kind of interesting to me. In Europe, you actually pay for your meals at the table. They have a portable credit card machine that they bring to the table and you pay at the table. It doesn't really bother me either way because in America, we're used to the waiter or waitress taking our card, going to pay, and then come back, bring it back to you with the receipt. Either way, doesn't bother me, just a little bit different. One thing that absolutely shocked me whenever we got to Europe is that smoking is so common and it is everywhere. Whenever we arrived into Romania, the airport actually had a designated smoking room. And this blew my mind because in America, I feel like there were all of these movements going on and all of these campaigns to try to get smoking completely banned and off the radar. Like there were these commercials going on that smoking had almost completely been quit. You don't really see people like walking and smoking that often, ever in America. But here it is really common. So that was something that really surprised me. Okay, this one might be a little bit silly, but in Europe, they ride bicycles so freaking fast. I feel like because it is one of the main ways of transportation, they are so quick on bikes. Whenever my husband and I went to Paris, we rented bikes to be able to ride around the city, and everybody was passing us so fast and like trying to get around us because we just were not biking very quickly. So that was one thing that I think is kind of funny and silly to share. Okay, this one is really interesting. So in Europe, they actually have towel warmers in all of their bathrooms. So there are these little metal racks that they hang on the wall and they heat your towel for you. In America, I don't know, I've never seen this before, and it is definitely not common. So I thought that was really, really interesting. So the vehicle here are smaller, and it's not common to see pickup trucks here, which is very, very intriguing to me because in America, I feel like pickup trucks are everywhere, and especially in the area that I grew up in, it was a little bit more rural, so you had people living like a more country lifestyle, and like everybody had trucks. It's really common to see pickup trucks everywhere. Even if you don't use it for hauling, you just drive a truck just to drive a truck. One thing that I absolutely love about Europe is their plastic and waste reduction. So I feel like they're very conscious about waste reduction. Whenever you eat out, you'll get like a cardboard box instead of plastic. We've gotten wooden utensils, paper straws. This is definitely something in America that I wish we did more because it's not as common. I think it is getting a little bit better, but it definitely is not to where it should be. I thought this was so weird when I experienced it for the first time, but sometimes in Europe, you'll get a pizza unsliced. So literally you'll get a whole entire pizza and it will have no cuts in it, which I think is so weird. I don't know why. Like, why does that happen? If someone knows why they don't slice pizza, can you please tell me down below? In America, you will always have a sliced pizza. Every single time you order a pizza, I can guarantee you it will be sliced. Sparkling water is very common here as well. In America, it is a treasure to find sparkling water, and you will have to go on a wild goose chase to try to find it. But in Europe, they will often ask you in restaurants if you want sparkling or still, and there are a plethora of options at the grocery store for you to pick from. So I thought that was really interesting when I moved here because sparkling water is just not common in America. Two amazing things that make me want to keep living in Europe for the rest of my life. Number one, you are encouraged to take vacation time. So from my experience in America, you are highly discouraged to take leave of absence or vacation time while you are working. It's definitely just a different mentality to always be working and try to leave as little as possible, which is honestly so sad. Like, I just think it's a terrible mentality. But here in Europe, you're actually encouraged to leave and they want to make sure that you're taking all of your vacation time. So overall, I would say that has been something huge that we've loved experiencing. And to go along with that, the family leave here is huge. I think it varies. Paid maternity leave. Like, that is freaking insane. 0 maternity leave in America, which is absolutely disgusting and shocking. Why is the whole world not like this, honestly? Okay, so I'm gonna tack on 2 more things that I actually love that make me wanna stay in Europe, and that is natural makeup. So whenever you go out, the women here don't have a full cake face of makeup on. Usually it's like light eye makeup and your brows are done or something like that, but you don't really see a full face of like crazy makeup. Even with, I've seen so many people with breakouts and things like that, and they just don't cover it. They are enhancing natural beauty more than just trying to cover up everything and look flawless, which I absolutely love. So the second, or I guess the fourth thing to go along with that is that people dress for the occasion. which I never realized how big this is. But in America, people just don't dress for the occasion. You could go out to the grocery store and see people in pajamas. You could go to a family event and see people in pajamas. I love that people dress for the occasion here, and it just feels so much better. I don't know really what else to say about that, but I just like that. And the last difference that I've experienced in Europe is that the personal space is definitely smaller. So whenever we first got here, this made me uncomfortable. So we had a couple of weeks before my husband started his job, and we went to the mall a couple of times to do some shopping, and people would be like right next to you, standing up against you, or like if you were searching on a rack for an item, they would come up and like literally start looking where you're looking. I was very confused by this and felt uncomfortable by this at first. It just becomes normal over time and definitely doesn't bother me like it did when we first moved here. I feel like the personal space in America is very large. When you're talking to people and in the grocery store, like you don't walk super close to people. So it's just definitely a different experience with personal space, but nothing bad. It's just a little bit different. So these are some things that I have found different while living in Europe versus living in America. Please make sure that you like the video and subscribe so that you can see more content like this. I really appreciate you being here, and I can't wait to continue to experience life, learn, and grow with you. See you next time. Bye.